I've been meaning to tell you all about this situation. I know this channel is primarily dedicated to bear attacks, but this thing is just unnerving. And I figured there's no time better than the present to put it out there to the world, because the world needs to hear this. So about 12, 13 years ago, I was seeing this girl, right? Beautiful woman. Nice olive skin, these big beady eyes. Strong voice about her. She dyed her hair red, right? Reddish orange or something. Name was Danielle. What's crazy is she told me she saw something in this woods. And I'm going to show you just a spot and what transpired from there. It was a bone-chilling thing to witness. Someone making mention of an actual sighting of a werewolf. A dogman. Now, I didn't know that dogmen were a thing. I just always knew of werewolves, but I think the difference is the dogmen, well, some say that they're spiritual entities. Others say that they're like werewolves, only they don't transform back into humans. But nonetheless, what she saw right around this bend here was terrifying. And what's crazy is even on my bike ride into here, I heard something shuffling in the brush just to my side. In fact, I almost hear it now. But during this time where I knew this woman, I also knew of a man who was older than I was. He stayed in the apartment complex that I was renting from. His name was Will. He was a brother of African descent. And he said that he saw in this area of Upper Michigan a creature with a wingspan that was just so wide. He said it was like the size of a bus up on a telephone pole. And then Danielle, the girl that I was seeing at the time, heard him tell this story. And she confirmed the existence of this creature as well. The rope-in or whatever. But here's where it happened. So Danielle, she would jog at night down this trail. And she would have her firearms at her sides. These two Glocks. I remember she showed me them. I was like, are you kidding me? This girl's running around like she's Tomb Raider or something. She might have been a little on edge, hesitant, I don't know. A little cautious. She knew they were human perpetrators, but I don't know if she was expecting this. But nonetheless, she was jogging right down this trail. This is where she showed me it. And she said all of a sudden, it was a little darker than what it is right now. But she said that a cool mist sort of engulfed the area. And you hear the crickets right now and the birds. She said all the sounds around her ceased. Just complete silence and stillness. And when she took this corner right here, she felt something. She didn't want to turn around. She wanted to keep going and just finish her jog. Sure enough, the silence, the coolness in the air, the sensation that something was watching her came to fruition. And right here, you see this river? She said that she saw a figure standing right by that tree where the land sort of meets the water, right where my finger is right now. And it was on all fours, crouched down, dipping its nose in the water, its snout, and then bringing it back up, getting a drink out of the water. It was crouched down like this. And she said that she could see, like a dog, it was sort of getting a drink and then checking its whereabouts, then getting a drink and then checking its whereabouts. Just making sure that there wasn't anything watching it. And she stopped in her tracks. So she's running down this trail around the bend here. Her little sidearms on her. She sees this thing and she stops. And then she looks, and it's staring right at her. It notices her, and she, of course, is frozen, just standing still right here. And that creature that's on all fours slowly stands up like a man. She said its head, according to her estimations, next to that tree, and this is even standing on the land that's a little lower than the tree. According to her estimations, that thing was about 7 feet tall. This humongous creature of the night, this wolf-like being that was able to stand upright. So it stood there and basically froze when she looked at it. And they just locked eyes. These yellow, glowing eyes just staring back at her. And she said she hesitated. She looked at it. And she said that she took a little tiny step back like this. And she said right when she did that, the creature spun around and just bolted up that hill and just vanished. There's a little hill right behind where that tree is. And she said it was, the way that it moved was so agile and swift. It was unlike anything she's ever seen. All right? Now this girl has a fascination with animals. She knows bears. She knows wolves. She knows coyotes and all that. Apes and so forth. Of course, there would be no apes in northern Michigan. But this was no ape. She distinctly remembers the long snout, the pointy ears, the glowing eyes, the long, frail arms, and the 7-foot-tall body. She said it vanished up that hill without barely even making a sound. And of course, she was terrified. And she hesitated on what to do. She was thinking about running back down the trail from which she came. But she basically clenched her palms around the palmer of her Glock handles and just continued down this trail here. And she said she started running as fast as she's ever run before. So I came out to this area to show you guys this. I mean, this is chilling being out here. The last time I was here was when she told me that story. In fact, there's a little muskrat right there even swimming. You see that? But you know, it's right there. I just can't help but wonder with how many stories of these creatures there are out there. Because that was the time when I started looking into it. because I could see how she believed fully what she was telling me. And Will, the guy who was telling me about the other creature, was so certain of what he saw. It was chilling. But I've never seen a girl so sure before in telling this story like what she told. And she had so much energy about her, so much authenticity, that I had to look into it all further. But anyway, do what you will with that story. Let me know your thoughts. Have you guys seen anything similar to that? I know it's quite common, actually, where sightings have it anyway, that they're in Michigan. Strangely enough and eerily enough, that's where Danielle saw this creature. So share with me in the comments your thoughts on these matters. Have you ever seen anything like that? Have you ever met anyone who's seen anything like that? And if you all will like this video, let's get the word out there. Let's spread the awareness. Let's get to the bottom of what's going on here. I mean, some people just say these are spiritual entities. Some say that they're figments in our imagination. Some say they're the Nephilim from the sons of God. Some say they're human-animal hybrids that spawned from the days of Babel. You know what I mean? Or some just say they're straight up werewolves. Of course, there are others who say that it's just a misinterpretation, you know? But I don't know, this girl, according to my witness account, it seemed like she knew what she was talking about, and she believed it full-heartedly. But anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow. More chilling tales from the Iceman.